Ever heard of Nightmare? Like a lot of other games in the 90s, it came with a VHS, which you timed with your play. The character on the video would give you instructions on what to do while you played the game in real time. Being a scaredy cat, I refused to play it when my mum brought it home for us. My brother was disappointed about not being able to play Nightmare, but my mum had a solution. She bought out RAPRAT. It was a cheap, dingy little thing catered to kids my age. You went around the board, collected cheese, and the first player to reach the end would win. It seemed simple enough, and since it reminded us of Mousetrap, which we didn't have, there were no objections. We popped the movie into the VHS and set up the board. The first part of the video was just a simple explanation of the rules, as well as instructions on how the game worked. Then RAPRAT came onto the TV. He was not what any of us had been expecting. My smaller brother, who was only 3 at the time, immediately left the room crying. The rat did not even resemble a rat. The ears were far too big. It had a mouth lined with 2 teeth, and the inside of the mouth looked almost swollen. The most striking part about the thing was the eyes. They were large, glassy, and fish-like. I asked, then bothered, then begged my mum to turn it off. RAPRAT suddenly shouted loudly, screaming and wailing, saying, in a demonic, low-pitched voice that was not at all like his normal, obnoxious, nasally voice. In the background, we could hear the narrator saying, "He's RAPRAT, and he's the boss," over and over again, in an overly serious tone. The video was indescribable. Images crossed the screen in quick succession, overcut with RAPRAT's expressionless eyes. The images were some of the things I was afraid of at the time. A person looking over a balcony, a hornet slowly stinging someone's eye, an extreme close-up of a tarantula, a pit full of writhing cobras, and a bloody syringe filled with green fluid. We immediately turned the video off, and I ran out of the room, screaming, slamming my door. It took my mum 20 minutes to convince me that the video was gone, and that I would never ever see it again. I had nightmares all week about RAPRAT. That wasn't the last time I saw RAPRAT. While my girlfriend and I were preparing to move in together, I was cleaning out the closet of my room, and found RAPRAT again, with the same VHS, and the same board game inside. It was almost perfectly intact, save for a thick layer of cobwebs and dust bunnies on top of it. This was strange. Didn't my mother get rid of it? And what was the game doing in my room? I let out a bit of a gasp when I found it, and my girlfriend came into the room, asking what was the matter. Breathing harshly, I said, "RAPRAT." She laughed a bit, asking if this was a joke. I shook my head, explaining that it wasn't. She didn't believe me. Nobody did. And I decided that the only way to prove it to her was to show her the video. I borrowed my neighbour's VHS and played the video for her. However, the images had changed. I saw a clown, its nose bursting and spraying blood onto the screen. I saw a woman alone in a dark room. I saw a man being forced to pick up white-hot metal and hold it in his outstretched hand, turning his hand to a leathery mess. The scratching I heard as a child continued, picking up louder and louder. Then RAPRAT showed up and began twisting and convulsing, its arms thrusting this way and that. The costume wasn't a costume anymore. The felt was real fur. Its face wasn't plastic, but instead a bristle of thorns with teeth. The eyes turned inwards and suddenly popped out again. RAPRAT's huge fish eyes were inside out, staring right at me, watching my every move, my every expression. It grinned widely and gestured at my girlfriend and I with a single outstretched, inhuman hand. I could hear the faintest scratching at my front door. The TV went blank and showed static. The scratching got louder. It wasn't scratching anymore, but thumping. The thumping of tiny feet on wood. My girlfriend embraced me in fear, and my senses kicked in. Before anything else could happen, I stopped the video, ejected it, and unplugged the VHS. The scratching stopped. When I looked out of the living room window, nothing was there. The police showed up soon after, warning us that the neighbour had seen a figure outside of our door, and had simply called a concern. My girlfriend and I simply couldn't explain what had happened, and had to tell the police officer that it was us. I was furious. The children's game was terrifying me. I went to pick up the tape, but the VHS burned my hand. Felt like I had touched a Bunsen burner on the highest setting. We had to get the oven mitts from the kitchen in order to take it out. And even then it was scorching hot. I brought it outside, tossed it down on the sidewalk, and crushed it with my winter boots. My girlfriend and I had nightmares every night. We would both wake up in the middle of the night and describe eerily similar images that we saw in our sleep. The scratching would always be there at night, when the lights were off and the room was pitch black, save for the moonlight coming in through the window. Now though, the scratching would happen every time I went near the front door. Every time we said RAPRAT's name, it sounded as if something very small was dragging something across the ground outside the door. Pacing, waiting. At this point, I was determined to sue the company for damages. The first thing I did was call my mother and ask where she had got RAPRAT. She had no idea. I found a merchant who sold versions of RAPRAT and asked how I could get in touch with the company. He sent me this email. I don't know about the game, but I know it was created by the same people who created Nightmare. The company is called A Couple of Cowboys. Try them. In 1992, the year of the game's development, A Couple of Cowboys had commissioned a manufacturing company in Hawaii to create the doll portraying the game. The company who created the puppet ran a sweatshop where they forced women and children to produce the various components of the puppet, including the felt and plastic of the doll. One day, a young Haitian girl got her arm caught in the industrial sewing machine. The spring loader, unable to handle the weight of the machine, came loose and struck the child's neck, killing her instantly. A few days after the funeral, the mother of the child came to the factory, demanding that she see the owner, who denied that he had anything to do with it. In a fit of rage, the mother said that the blood of the innocent would seep into every crevice of the doll, every component with which it was created. All who touch it will die. She claimed to have summoned a fear demon and screamed at the top of her lungs, "RAPRAT will curse you." The owner simply laughed and told his corporate bosses about RAPRAT. They spread the joke from person to person, and the game was renamed RAPRAT, a loose anagram of apparat. Each recitation of the name, apparat, brought with it a greater and greater curse. Only 2 years after RAPRAT was created, the company was shut down and the owners hired by Mattel. There were stories of the workers begging for days off, skipping works for weeks and weeks, finding the puppet in strange places. Sooner were the stories of suicides, grim, violent suicides in which the workers would snap their hands and themselves to death, writing "I am fear" on the nearest surface in blood. But nobody knows where the RAPRAT doll went after the original creators disappeared. Some say that the last things the victims saw before going insane were large, sunken, fish-like eyes. This time, I was ready. A whole bunch of people have been contacting me, trying to get the tape or some sort of video from the board game. My answer to you is that it's just too dangerous. If I did that, it could very well drive you insane, scare you to death. The video and the game and RAPRAT itself have some sort of strange power. RAPRAT follows me everywhere I go. I see little shadows in the corner, or hear sounds coming down from the hallway when I'm the only one home. A lot of people have been watching the normal video from the normal board game That's the thing. RAPRAT can be normal. It'll trick you into thinking it's just a puppet, and then stalk you, day and night. And that is the story of RAPRAT. It's a story about a grieving mother who curses a demon onto an old board game. But overall, I think this is an insanely good creepypasta. Do I think it's short? Yes. Could more be added if it were, say, rewritten? 100%, yeah. But for what it is, it's pretty good. The only thing is, we never really see RAPRAT. It's kind of described and it's alluded that he's there. But it's never actually said, I saw RAPRAT. He tried to attack me, which I think is good, because it keeps RAPRAT mysterious. My overall rating of this creepypasta clocks it at around 4 out of 5 stars. I hope you guys enjoyed this creepypasta reading, and I will possibly read more creepypastas in the future.